Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet.
And everyone, look, we're having a house pop up next door. Damn it, I'm gonna have neighbours. Oh, and my son's dog here. He's here because he's currently on his way to climb, what's that thing called, Machu Picchu or something, that Mayan city. Anyway, I don't think my wife can hear me. Alright, so we've started working here and I will explain it a little bit. I'm going to go into wire sizes shortly, but basically the black wire is going to be solar. Now we're going to wire this up off the batteries in there. Now that being said, alright, the way this is going to be set up, it's going to be easy for you to copy the same thing, you just add your own batteries, okay? I've already got batteries. I may get another one for in here. I'm just waiting for some suppliers to get back to me. Now, for now, we've got the 56, the U, as in the letter U, 5648MX sitting up there. Okay, we're going to eventually have two of them. Now, going into the batteries in there is this piece of, okay, this is very important, this is Boswell Powerflex welding cable, 50mm squared, dual coated, okay, and coming out, so we're going to have that, and then here on the wall I'm having a 250 amp Benny, like I got in this cupboard. Okay, so I'll just show you the Benny so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, there's the Benny. Alright, in total there's going to be 3 Bennies in this cupboard. A 250 amp Benny. Okay, and I'm going to go through the math with you. It's on the computer. And each inverter is going to have their own 125 amp Benny underneath it. Each inverter. Okay. And going back, so there's going to be a Benny here, and then a power in, a Victron power in. Okay, that's a Victron power in. That's a 1000 amp bus bar. So it's well and truly overrated for the job. Okay. And coming off that will be a positive and a negative 35mm squared, note the brand name, so exactly the same. Okay, alright, which is more than capable of carrying any load that'll be. So there's going to be a 250 amp Benny there and 125 amp Benny under each inverter. We'll go and do the math in a minute, but 2 125s equals 250. Okay, now this is either a 5.6 kilowatt hour or 5,600 watts if you like inverter, and that equates to just over 100 amps, 109 amps. But then you've got to allow a little bit for surge. Okay, this, believe it or not, 35mm cable is well overrated for the job, the same as this 50mm squared cable is well overrated for the job. Alright, so I think you've got a picture. There'll be a 250 amp Benny, a power in, a Victron power in, and under each inverter will be a 125 amp Benny, individually wired from the power in. Okay, and the solar cable, which I've also over spec'd. Okay, well I'm truly over spec'd. I'm just looking for it, if I can find it. This is a 10 millimeter pair. Okay, there we go. Okay, 2 by 10 millimeter. So it's got a 10 millimeter red, a 10 millimeter black in it, which is again well and truly over spec'd. And that will be going to the solar on the inverter. Alright, so we're just going to put this together as parts turn up and as we can afford it. This is not a rush job. I am off grid. I'm mainly building this, okay, to show you how easy it is, and when I get the bits and pieces we'll put them in, go through the wiring. But today's thing is I just wanted to show you the wire sizes I'm using, okay, and explain to you the amps or watts or however you want it into designing a system, because you really got to get your cable sizing right for the job, okay. And yeah, you can put oversized cable in, that's fine, I've got nothing wrong with that. This is in fact oversized for this particular little system I'm putting in here. Well, it's not so little. By the time I'm finished, it's going to have two 5.6 kilowatts inverters in parallel. Okay, and yes, I've gone back. I've used the MPP solar one because a lot of people, when I changed over to the Dia, got the impression that there was something wrong with the MPP solar gear, and look, I've never had problems with MPP solar. Okay, the Dia inverter, if I can just quickly talk on that point, okay, is a complete all-in-one inverter with excellent monitoring, okay, and it works absolutely beautiful with these green bank batteries. Okay, that is why the Dia inverter, and wow, that was noisy. That's why the Dia inverter is powering my house and not the MPP solar, basically because of the monitoring. You know, I want good monitoring to show you people exactly what's required of a house power system. Once you make your house as efficient as you can, it doesn't require much at all to power it, okay. And if you go back to my battery log videos, the last few will do, you'll see just how little, even on 40-degree days, just how little in a 24-hour period my house uses. It's pretty amazing. Alright, inside now, and oh, by the way, back in this cupboard again, you will see there's another temperature controller there. This one says it's 30.5. That's in this cabinet here. This one says it's 39.6 because it's sitting above the inverter. Okay. This has got the light on because right now that top fan is actually on. Okay. It's all working absolutely beautiful. And the sensor for this one's just tucked up in there for now, but when I work out, I've got all this wire here. When I work out where it needs to go, it'll go across there. We've also got airflow between the two cabinets, and this cabinet's got a false ceiling in it, and I've got airflow between the false ceiling and the top. Excuse me. Alright, so go inside and let's have a look at the calculator and wire sizing for the Boswell cable. Now, Boswell cable is pure copper, okay, 99.9% pure. with 0 oxygen content. It's made in Australia, and it's the only wire I use because quite simply it's the best wire on the market for that sort of job there. That's in my opinion. That's just my opinion, people. Okay, so what we have is a 35 amp cable going to each of the inverters, and under the inverters I'm having a 125 amp Benny. Okay, so let's work that out, shall we? Where's my calculator? Here it is. Okay, so it's amps times volts equals watts. So 125 times 51 equals 6,375 watts. Okay, so that's well and truly covers any surge, all right, at 125 amps. Now, the inverter's rated at 56 or 56,000 watts. So let's just do it this way. 56,000 divided by the volts, 51, equals 109. So if I'm pulling close to maximum, then that's 109. But if I'm surging it, that's 125. Why am I telling you this? Because have a look at the amp ratings for this. At 25%, that's 334. At 30% duty cycle, that's 309. At 60%, it's 238. At 100%, it's 205 amps. Okay, and that's why I use this cable. The ratings on it are really high because it's pure copper. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. All right, so what it's going to end up looking like roughly in the shed, and this is a really rough drawing I just did for you, so I just got to find it. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is a 250 amp Benny, and that's going under the floor to my batteries, or if you like, it can go to the batteries, whatever batteries you have. Okay, going into the links power in, coming out of the links power in, because this isn't done to scale, there's separate wiring for this inverter and separate wiring for this inverter. So, and these are 125 amp bennies, and we've just gone through the math with that. All right, so you can just see there how simple the wiring is. Okay, it's extremely simple. Yes, I'm doubling up. I'm not using one bus bar line in red, one in black. No, I'm just running two 35mm Boswell cables to each unit. Okay, so, and that'll be directly coming from the links power in through the 250 amp Benny. All right, it's simple. This is real simple wiring, people. Okay, if you're using Bennies and stuff like that, you just work your amps out for your volts, and I showed you how to do that. So working out the maths, people, is really, really simple. Okay, we've just showed you that works for any volts, any watts. Doesn't matter whether it's 240 volts, 110 volts, 24 volts, 12 volts, 36 volts, 48 volts, it doesn't matter. 96 volts, it doesn't matter. Okay, that math is the most useful tool you will come across. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Yeah, I know my art's pretty sketchy, but you know, I just sat here and just did that really quick. It's fairly self-explanatory, and you got to love the PowerFlex welding cable from Boswell. Okay, I mean that stuff. Look, it's the best wire I know of. Okay, at copper wire, it's just incredible because it's so pure. It's just beautiful wire. All right, that's it. Keep safe, everyone. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and please comment. Say hi, say thanks, whatever. Yeah, just comment. It really helps our channel. Cheerio, everyone. Bye.